I'm Jay, and today on Jay's World Kitchen, we're going to make gingerbread cookies. It's that time of year where it's cookie day, and today I'm going to be putting together some gingerbread cookies, and this wonderfully traditional recipe is tasty and full of spices that are just reminiscent of the holiday season. It's really simple to put this together, and the result is just absolutely delicious, and it's a lot of fun to decorate and to eat these cookies. So let's have a look at the ingredients. To put together this very simple recipe, you're going to need 3 1/4 cups of sifted all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 cup of butter, 1/2 cup of dark brown sugar well packed, 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, a tablespoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a large egg, and 1/2 cup of molasses. Let's put this together. To put together this simple recipe is quick and easy. You can do this by hand, of course, but I find that especially on cookie baking day, it's a lot easier to use some kind of stand mixer. So I'm using mine, and really it is straightforward. You're going to start off the same way either way with your butter, which should be at room temperature, and your sugar. And again, we pack that really well, and we're literally going to just mix those together until they are quite light and fluffy. And once your butter and your sugar have come together nicely, you're going to add in your egg. And once that's relatively smooth, we're going to add in our molasses. And that's coming together very nicely. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to put all of our dry ingredients into our flour. So all of our spices straight into our flour. And you're going to give that all a quick stir. And now we're going to add that a little bit at a time to our mixture in our mixer until it's a nice smooth dough. And when your dough has sort of come together, it's still going to be a little bit crumbly, but what you're going to do now is you're going to take it out of your bowl, divide it into 3 and wrap it in plastic, put that into the fridge for at least an hour before rolling it out. You can leave your gingerbread dough in the fridge for up to 24 hours before taking it out and rolling it out. And what you're going to do is you're going to take it out and leave it for about 5 or 10 minutes to sort of come up a little bit in temperature so it's not too hard to work with. this is quite firm. So you're going to want to either use a silicone sheet like this with lightly floured, or you're going to put down some parchment paper and do the same thing. And you're going to sort of press it down, and then you want to roll it out to about 1/8 of an inch. And once your dough is nicely even, you can then use your cookie cutters to cut out some gingerbread men. And once they're cut out, you're going to pop them onto a baking sheet very carefully and bake them in a 350-degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes until they are crispy but not darkened. The amazing thing about these cookies is the aroma, and just when they were on the cooling rack and I went off and did other things, and then would walk past and just catch a whiff of this amazing smell that just permeates everything. It's just incredible and just so Christmassy, I guess is the right word for it. The one thing about these cookies is you can do them very thin, like I did, 1/8 of an inch. You can also go a little bit thicker, which is about 1/4 of an inch, and gives you kind of a different cookie because it's softer and just sort of more melt in your mouth. But I actually kind of like the crunch of these, so let's give it a taste. What I like about these is they're not an overly sweet cookie. They're very much like a tea biscuit, and there's that wonderful taste of molasses that I really like in there. There's a hint of that nutmeg that comes through, and the ginger, of course. But man, is that ever good. I will say, and I apologize that I do have to work on my piping skills, but I'll be working on those. But it doesn't matter what they look like. They taste amazing. You have to try this recipe, and I would be absolutely delighted if you would send me pictures of how yours turned out using either my Facebook or my Instagram. And both of those links are below in the comments section. Remember too, if you enjoyed this video, to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and remember to turn on notifications so that you know when my next video drops. Remember too that if you'd like to financially support this channel, you can do so via my Patreon. Patrons on my Patreon receive these recipes in their inbox when this video drops every week. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy eating.